Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei was in the world of solo leveling part 10. Before we start, please go support AndresFelipeSolanoDi for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. Chapter 57. The prelude to war. Fight. The bloody battlefield that dyed the floors red was witnessed. On top of such a huge pile of corpses, Issei was trembling and shouting fight. His hands were full of burns to such a degree that he was raw flesh, and thus he held a dagger. In front a mirror appeared to him. Then his reflection moved and he screamed. Fight, Issei. Aya falls out of bed. Dreg. Good morning, mate. Issei. Good morning, Dreg. He had dreamed all that, it had just been a nightmare. Dreg. Bad dream. Issei. Yes, I swear I will never have chocolate before going to sleep again. Aika. Brother breakfast. Issei. I'm coming. Aika. I see that you are taking your breaks properly, more or less I would say. Issei. Yes, a nightmare, my hair is messy. Aika. It shows. Issei. Where are mom and Asara? Aika. The two of them went out together to buy some things. Issei. How are guild affairs going? Aika. Everything seems to be in order, although Ravel seemed to want to talk to you. Issei. I will contact her after breakfast. If she talks to me it must be about something important, taking into account our situation. Aika. What happened on the island has already been revealed, the cure for the disease. So far public opinion towards us is above all other unions. Issei. That is why we must continue to maintain that image in the future, it will free us from many suspicions. Aika. So well, it seems that we gained a lot of political influence. Akino takes care of that part very well. Issei. Now I guess we only have one thing left to do, and if that's what I think, Ravel might be calling me about it. Aika. You mean Ha? Issei. Yes, our first country is a target to attack. Aika. If I think about it, we don't choose targets to attack. Issei. Yes, we did it, only that they required a particular matter. Aika. Which one? Issei. I'll tell you later, for now, let's finish eating and go to the guild. They would both calmly enjoy breakfast and then get ready and go to the guild. In the guild, the atmosphere was a little tense, not to mention heavy, so much so that there were doubts in the expressions of Ravel and Eugene. Issei of course noticed it immediately, he knew something was up. Ravel. Hello, Issei. Issei. Good morning, Ravel and Eugene. Eugene. Hello, Issei. What's happening? Ravel. We find the country that has business with Hades. Aika. Hades, that is the requirement you were looking for to attack a country. Issei. According to Loki's deceased, he is working for the Cows Brigade. Hades will be an irreparable blow for them, but if I want him to come out, I need to screw up his life, and in this world business is life. Eugene. But the problem lies precisely in that. Ravel. The country that has business with the king of hell is China. Issei. Shock, damn, of all the countries in the world it had to be that one. Aika. We try to have a free way for the United States, but it is of no use if we go against a power of equal magnitude to the first. Ali. You're not wrong about that. At that moment Bali had arrived, focusing all eyes on him. Issei. I guess you know the situation. Ali. That's right. Issei. Do you have the solution? Ali. Although Asia is the largest and most populated continent on Earth, China is currently in a dispute against the United States. After those words everyone was shocked. Issei. What? Ravel. How is it possible? Ali. Apparently some problems arose due to the murder of Chinese hunters, among them they are all hunters and wearers of blazers. Issei. Maybe blazers are people like Ikki. Bali. Yes, but currently he is outside the country with Stella Vermilion. He asked us for help with the problem, or rather the union. Apparently he knows about our achievements, and for public opinion, helping another country would not be bad. Issei. Do you think we should? Bali. Hades currently maintains a good image in China, that is why the country does not dare to demand that the United States, if we damage its image and destroy everything it built there, then China's rage will be directed at the United States. We just have to knock down the pillar. What is Hades? Issei. Official, but how to be sure that Hades is behind the murders? Ali. Because they are not common murders, according to reports, both hunters and blazers presented strange symptoms. Issei. Strange symptoms, are you experiencing? Ali. Considering that Hades is part of the Cows Brigade, I have no doubt but blame the hunters from the United States when it is their own men who do this. I obtained this information on the black market. By the way, Kazuma is prohibited from entering China temporarily. Issei. I don't want to know what happened to him this time. Ravel. But because blaming his allies doesn't benefit him at all. Ali. It is surely a strategy. When you throw the blame, if you prove the innocence of that country, then the other country offers its apologies, making the relations stronger. Issei. Basically creates a huge crack and then closes it easily but stronger than before. Ali. Hades is only waiting for a scapegoat, someone who is sacrificial. When he has it, all the blame of the hunters of the United States will go to that person, and of course it could open a huge rift with the country of origin of that person. Issei. But if we act, we get the evidence before he blames someone and strengthens their relationship. Ali. We will destroy everything he built in that country. Issei. We will also have to attack their bases and businesses, we should not give them leeway. Ravel. It won't raise doubts about Hades' guilt if you do that. Issei. When we present the evidence it will be like the story of Pedro, and the wolf told so many lies that in the end no one believed him, he made up his own mind. Ali. However, you will take care of that part, you cannot afford to be seen. Issei. So you are saying that I will go to China, but they will not know about my stay there. Ali. Correct. Issei. It will be a real problem, but each operation must be careful. Ali. If it works, China and Japan will be allies. Issei. I also need you to take a communicator and inform me of the hunter military bases in China. Ali. Maybe. Issei. We need to generate a crack that is impossible to close. To do this, I need to not only attack Hades but also China. I will fight Hades' lies with my own truths and lies. Ali. Interesting, let's do it. Eugene. These two will not cause serious international problems during their stay, right? Ravel. If I meet both of them there will surely be complications. China. Reaper of Souls. Miss. Mr. Hades has hired his mercenary services to protect a place. Protect a place. Are you coming from that shitty skeleton and telling me that my job is to protect? I'm better at destroying. Reaper of Souls. I'm sorry for your dissatisfaction with the job, but Hades stressed that the pay is good. Well, as long as the pay is good I don't see the problem in refusing. Soul Reaper. May I ask why someone like you settles for being a mercenary, Miss Esdeath? Esdeath. Life as a mercenary offers me two things I love. Fun fighting and money for luxuries. Soul Reaper. Couldn't I get that by joining a family or guild? Esdeath. Of course yes, however I am looking for a third thing for that thing I am looking for. It is necessary to fight to the death with people such as hunters or members of a family. Belonging to any of them would limit me to monsters, and honestly that is what I do not want. Reaper of Souls. By the way, in this operation there will also be another person in the same position with you, even if they are in charge of the interior. Esdeath. Oh, who is this person? Reaper of Souls. It's in Japan. Ali and Issei were preparing for the trip. Ali. I was thinking about how you were going to get to China, but I forgot that you had a dragon. Issei. I could use the exchange, but I prefer to be safer. Ali. How long does it take you to arrive? Issei. At maximum speed I would say that I will arrive before you on that plane. Ali. Keep me informed. Issei. Okay, be careful that no one sees the intercom in your ear. Ali. Calm down, I'll be fine. After they both cut off communication, they would arrive in China. Of course, Issei would start the investigations. He would put on a hood so as not to be noticed, and he would lower his amount of mana. Issei. Analyze all the terrain and don't let yourself be seen. Immediately a wave of shadows would invade the floors and walls, mixing with the shadows of the people. Greg. Now we wait to see what they find out. 2 hours later. Issei. How are things going? Ali. For now the Chinese politicians have received me well, but the Reapers of Souls are keeping an eye on me, and not precisely by orders of the political people. Hades is keeping me in control. Issei. I still don't quite understand the Soul Reapers thing. Ali. You have already experienced it, it is not like that, demonic energy, sacred energy, chakra, etc. There are various energies in this world used by various creatures, the Soul Reapers are one of them. Issei. They use a new different energy. Ali. It depends. Issei. Of what? Ali. Which two types of Soul Reapers are you referring to if they are those who carry scythes and use almost the same type of demonic energy as us? Issei. Wait, there are two types. Ali. Yes, although the second type is, as it were, dominated by Olympus. Issei. So they are not tied to the god Hades. Ali. Yes, but nevertheless, since he is the father of the Reapers, his words have greater weight than any other god. Issei. Then the other type of Reapers they use. Ali. Reiatsu or spiritual pressure is the energy of the soul of there comes its power. When a new Reaper is born or created, it takes two paths, the Reiatsu or the demonic energy. When doing this, they evolve through different paths. The Reapers who use Reiatsu manifest a sword, of course everyone's power is different. Issei. Have you seen any of them? Ali. Not for now, and that's good, they are the trump card of Olympus, it would be problematic to fight one, not all of them are powerful, but a god like Hades must have one nearby and powerful even more than the god himself. Issei. Apart from them, who else can use that energy? Ali. Humans can, but you need to have an outstanding talent. In the past experiments with her gave way to humanoid beings called hollows. Those who had intelligence could speak, and those who couldn't were a problem. They were beasts, so they were killed, too. There are the Quincy, the humans stand out more in this, they are like the Reapers, but they use a bow. Issei. I understand. Ali. Another thing, do not confuse the reapers of souls with scythes with the others. This should not be said for sure, but it is said and known that the other reapers have a more special nickname, so as not to confuse them, they are called shinigami. Do not confuse the reapers of souls with scythes with the others. This should not be said for sure, but it is said and known that the other reapers have a more special nickname, so as not to confuse them, they are called shinigami. Issei. Shinigami about Hades, do you think? Ali. I don't know, your mana would react if one was nearby, believe me, if there is one you will know, be careful. Issei. In addition to this, you have information about Hades. Bali. Yes, Hades apparently has businesses in several locations in addition to private facilities. I will send you the location of each of them. Issei. And about his whereabouts. Bali. He is in this country, however he is intelligent and stays out of his bases. He is in a luxury hotel. By the way, I have reapers watching me at all times. Issei. I know, it's better not to extend our talk any longer. Ali. Make sure you make a fuss tonight. Issei. Keep it safe. Night would come as the hours passed. The shadows that came out of the ground like corpses went to the designated locations, causing destruction and explosions. The city was filled with fire that night at such a speed that the media did not know how to respond. Not only the places related to Hades, but also the country's own security facilities. It was a total attack on the capital of China. Issei. How are things going? Eru. We have destroyed everything, my lord. We have also destroyed soul reapers and left their bodies in military bases, in addition to having extracted many papers as he requested. Currently the shadows protect them. Issei. Discreetly take them to Vali. The next day. News. Military installations in China and the headquarters of the god Hades, in addition to their businesses, were attacked at night. Among the remains of the military installations, more than one corpse of a reaper of souls was found. Suppositions indicate that the attack of the Reapers could have been planned a long time ago. Since the military bases were attacked simultaneously, it is believed that perhaps Hades had some altercation with the high command. The soldiers at the bases indicated that because of the fire and explosions, they could not see what was attacking them, but according to sources, a few managed to see a Reaper in the air after falling unconscious. After that, they could not see anymore, and they did not even know how survived. But the fact of the attack is reinforced, and it is believed that the attack on Hades' businesses was only to mislead his guilt in the matter. Hades denies that yesterday's attack was his. He also reinforces that he had nothing to do with it and that the bodies of his soldiers were placed there. However, since these are reapers of souls and require hunters rank A or higher, his words are doubted. But everyone was going about their respective business, as well as having video evidence of showing themselves in recovered footage to the Soul Reapers. The situation is now very tense. It is hoped that it will be clarified soon. Break. The news that was seen on television soon stopped. The television was broken. The energy that was released was such that it put great pressure on the place. Hades himself was the one who maintained this pressure. Hades. Useless. How did they allow this to happen? Reaper of souls. We don't know exactly what happened. Everything happened very quickly. Hades. Perhaps assassins came out of the shadows behind the Reapers and killed them simultaneously. You would need an army for that. Reaper of souls. Although someone there may have seen something, there were no survivors. Hades. I established a hatred against the United States to then fix it and make the relationship with China stronger. Now with me having looks of doubt on me, all that has been destroyed. The only thing I have left is to blame someone to get rid of all this, but I need to end the experiments. Reaper of souls. There is no progress either. Hades. Fusing Ryatsu with blazers and hunters has brought me complications, but if I make progress I will increase our forces. Reaper of souls. All for One sent a message saying that his actions were very hasty and could harm the organization. Hades. That human idiot. Well, only if I fail, but I will laugh when I succeed. Reaper of souls. For now the economic damage is great, the repairs will cost, and public opinion would not see it right at this time to start putting our businesses back together so well. The important papers were burned, or so we believe. We searched non-stop. There are no traces of anything. Hades. That's good, there were many things not allowed in those records. There is something else. Reaper of souls. The two humans Esdeath and Good the Shinigami are protecting the base. Hades. The Shinigami knows what I do. Soul Reaper. No, he is not interested in it and we keep it hidden from him. Hades. Well, I don't want his sword to turn against me now. Also tell him that there was an attack and be ready to fight at any moment. Reaper of souls. Sir, the experiments, we need more subjects. The last ones died. The symptoms were the same. Their own combined energy destroyed their soul. Hades. Get rid of them and find more. We need more subjects. Soul Reaper. Yes. Hades. And the White One. Reaper of souls. Nothing out of the ordinary. Investigating deaths will take time to find us or relate to us, but his movements are normal. Nothing strange. Hades. Then he has nothing to do with the attack. Reaper of souls. The Reapers have him watched every night. Nothing unusual. He has nothing to do with it. Hades. Okay, keep watching him. Reaper of souls. believe that some altercation will happen tonight. Hades. I don't know, for now I shouldn't worry too much with those two at the base. If someone attacks the facility they will die. Elsewhere. Ollie. I got these papers in my research. Officer Blazers. Mr. Volley, this is true. Ollie. I checked the destroyed areas, and I could find more than one drug paper, especially strong chemicals, prohibited in the underworld, even, and some herbs that are worse than drugs. Official Blazers. Hades, that bastard. Ollie. If you don't believe me, you can verify the authenticity of the papers. Officer Blazers. Don't worry, Icky, he told me about you. You are not the ones who lie about issues of this style, but if what these papers say is true, Hades could be involved in the deaths of hunters and blazers. Ollie. It's not sure yet, but he knows of somewhere where that could be. Officer Blazers. Hades has a private base in the mountains several kilometers away. It's huge, he says he uses it to test magic, that's why it's dangerous, but it's a restricted place. Without the respective orders we couldn't enter, since this involves a foreign country as well as someone powerful. One wrong step and all will be lost. It could also erase the evidence. Ollie. Don't worry, I'll get the evidence so you don't have that need. Officer Blazers. Okay, I trust you. I know that if Icky trusts you, he must not be someone common. I will prepare the soldiers and hunters, but my question is, how will he get that evidence? Ollie. Easy, if it's true and Hades is in a hurry, then he will make a wrong move. Blazers officer. I understand. At night would come again, the shadows would take over the sky, and Issei, above the wyvern, would observe the base. Issei. According to Volley, I have 2 hours to kill the Reapers in the base before the others arrive, but I will have to leave the interior intact to show evidence of the experiments. Eru. Sir, we have problems. Issei. What are you talking about? Eru. Someone noticed our presence. At that moment a pillar of ice pierced and destroyed the wyvern, but it quickly regenerated. Issei. Finish off the Reapers inside Beru, I will take care of this person. The wyvern quickly disappeared and Issei fell to the ground, generating a shock wave. Esdeath. I thought I was going to be bored protecting the base, but I was wrong, I'm going to have a lot of fun. Issei. Ha. Don't worry, I promise to give you fun that you will never forget. Esdeath. Smiles, I like that, I want to see if you're the one I'm looking for. At that moment, Issei took out his daggers and began to spin them at high speed, preparing for battle. Chapter 58. Cold versus darkness. The cold and gloomy environment was shown, both of them looked at the darkness versus the cold. However, both of them, for some reason, had the look of a hunter at her prey. Issei knew that this woman was not weak, which is why she took her very seriously. The woman knew that this man was the strongest so far with whom she was going to fight. That excited her, her heart was beating fast. Esdeath. Come on. Issei. Smiles. Immediately they both advanced, the daggers collided with the sword, the sparks flew out, the force of collision caused a shock wave to take place. Esdeath. Superhuman strength, muscles taken to an incredible level and enormous energy. Issei. A murderous look, muscles molded to maintain beauty and strength at the same time, a perfect posture to intercept someone physically stronger. You are amazing. Esdeath. Issei. Smile. Shock. Bang. Shock. Bang. Esdeath would begin to move her sword, each movement was delicate, strong and sharp, basically looking to take out Issei's eye or pierce a organ. On the other hand, Issei attacked places like the neck to finish quickly, but she blocked them at the moment he specified. After that, she counterattacked. All of this happened at high speed, but Issei responded in the same way with his daggers. Issei. You must have put a lot of effort into swordsmanship. Esdeath. If you are weak you die, that's not how the world is. Issei. True, but the weak can become strong. Shock. Shock. Sparks. Esdeath. On the other hand, you have also worked hard to get here, haven't you? Issei. You are a perceptive woman. Esdeath. Talent is good, but effort makes things worse. You couldn't have blocked my sword so easily just by being strong. Issei. Also, at the speed I'm going I should have cut your neck, and yet you're still standing, blocking and counterattacking at the right moment. I'd say you're more prepared for combat with humans. Esdeath. On the other hand, I would say that you are more versed in combat with monsters. Issei. I'm sorry, a hunter has that touch. Esdeath. However, even if you're going to block or dodge, it's over, it's my victory. Issei. But what? Immediately her words were interrupted by the cold ice that slowly froze her body until it turned into an icicle. Esdeath. I transmitted the frozen energy through my sword. Don't get it wrong. It's not my power as a hunter. My power as a hunter is a vital point. I can see the vital points of a living being. That way I know where to stab. Curiously, with you, it didn't show me that. I guess. Your power is greater than mine, blocking my ability, but you were still careless. After all, I asked an old friend for a special weapon, and she brought a boy named Tatsumi who did me a favor. I sealed a creature from an ice dungeon in a goblet of blood. It was an S-rank portal that failed to clear 4 times in Russia. It was called the manifestation of the demon god Tatsumi. When I sealed it, it fused with the blood, the extract of the demon. I drank it. Since then this power of ice arises from me being able to manipulate and generate it. Issei. I see, so it's a weapon like Tatsumi's incursion, only it's part of you forever. Esdeath. Shocked how? Issei. Careless. Honestly, it's the last thing I am. I know ice-type powers from my sister, although I haven't fought with a user like you. I think you'll be a good start. At that moment the shadow energy would break the ice. The mana was so heavy that the particles in the air could be seen. Esdeath. Interesting, you are definitely different from others. Issei. You don't despair even in this situation, the same thing I say about you. Esdeath. You said you know Tatsumi, you're a friend. Issei. I could say it's complicated, you met him because your old partner is your friend. Esdeath. Friend, and at the same time it was failed love. Issei. A lady as beautiful as you seriously rejected. Esdeath. I met him when his heart was decided only for a woman, even so I'm not a bad loser, he won fairly. Issei. I see. Esdeath. And you. Issei. I'm the type who prefers a harem. Esdeath. Hahaha, interesting, a guy like you is a valley of surprises, and how are you doing? Issei. I have 3, not 2 women. Esdeath. Wait, now that I see your face, Hyodo. Issei, right, you weren't the boyfriend of the Gremory girl who died. At that moment Issei's murderous energy arose through the clouds. Issei. Squeezes the daggers. Esdeath. I see the enemy of those who killed that girl, Ria's Gremory. I understand what you're doing here. I'm a hired mercenary. If you're going to pass, you'll have to finish me off. Issei. That was the plan from the beginning, but if I can I will try not to kill you. At that moment Issei appeared behind Esdeath at an unreal speed to hit her, however she shielded herself with her sword, but it was all useless, the power of the blow was so much that she broke it, her gauntlet had manifested itself. The chain of blows would connect with blows to the ribs, where Esdeath would use her arm to block the blow, however the crunch of bone would be heard. She would show her smile towards that man, however, bending, she would never do it, she would fight, and now that she had fun with it, it was the first time she was put against the ropes. Esdeath. You are one of the few who makes me use this Mahapadma. At that moment time was as if it stopped flowing in Issei's eyes. Issei. What happened? Bleeding? Why am I bleeding? Spits blood. As soon as she regained her general vision, she could see that her body was full of stab wounds, more than one of which was the place of her heart. She had received many wounds, so many that the blood did not stop coming out. Issei. Takes out a potion from inventory. I spent the daily quest on Stast, today I don't have Stast recovery. Who would have thought it would end like this? Drinks the potion. Esdeath. I see he's still alive. Gasps. What is that he is taking? It seems like some kind of medicine. This is bad. I used my trump card with him, and I couldn't kill him, but for some reason I am more attracted to this man. He is great and I like him more. I want to keep fighting. Issei. What did you do? Esdeath. Mahapadma is my trump card. Issei. Something like that. You stop time. Esdeath. Smiles. Issei. Your power is ice, it has no relation to no, you didn't stop time. Esdeath. Did you realize? Issei. You froze time itself. Esdeath. Such a cold area where time does not flow, you do not feel anything until you finish. It took me a lot to create this trump card, I have only used it with S-rank monsters, you classify as one of those. Issei. Ha, thanks for the compliment, but I see that you are weakened. That must have cost you. Esdeath. TCH, using that requires a lot, and I'm sure my arm is about to break. Issei. You could finish me off because you didn't. Esdeath. I did it, I stabbed your heart, but your mana was so dense, but adding to that device on your arm, they transmitted so much energy that it heated the area. Out of time I had to retreat. Issei. Drag you. Drag. Fortunately I was quick to act, a few more seconds of delay transmitting the energy through your body, and if it would have pierced your heart. Issei. Esdeath froze the area, but at the same time Drag with his energy, heated my body to destroy the area. He fought the cold with heat. I didn't expect anything less from a dragon. Thank you, I owe you a. Drag. Now let's get this over with. Issei. Yes. Issei quickly approaches her, and she creates an ice sword to block the attacks. Issei was increasing her speed when she thought she had caught up with him, the gap between him and her would have closed again. She was too defensive and couldn't fight back. Esdeath. I have no choice but to give it my all. Ice throne. At that moment Issei backed away quickly out of instinct. Issei. You still have more tricks up your sleeve. Esdeath. You should be careful where you step. Issei. Shocked shit. At that moment she would jump back, but would be hit with an ice icicle from behind as well. Esdeath. I must finish quickly. Issei. I see it's not just about generating ice, the entire area is her territory. If I compare her with my shadows, I would say that she is capable of cleaning an S-rank portal like me. Bear would also be killed by her if she were in a physical body. Drag. We can say that she is the Ice Queen. Issei. This is bad, attacks from all directions, and she can defend herself from all directions that attack her too. There is no other way. I will have to break her defense with the next blow. Break. The depth of those ice blocks are many times sharper and harder than steel. Issei. I already experienced it firsthand with my heart. Break. You have a plan. Issei. Yes, I'm going straight ahead. Break. Come on then, make balance breaker. At that moment thousands of pillars of ice rose, even the air became colder. The energy in Issei's body was concentrating in her fist, the mana, the dragon energy and the chakra all in a single point. Issei used the base dragon armor to withstand the attacks, however she couldn't stay defensive for long. Issei. Hi Esdeath. I don't know what she's doing but it's dangerous. Blood gushed in the body, the mixture of energies was unacceptable. They fluttered like birds in a cage, colliding with each other. Issei. Energies don't come together. I can't find a way for them to line up. Dreg. Each of them seeks to be dominant. Issei. Dreg starts the increase. Dreg. You're crazy, you'll die. Issei. Do it. Dreg. Boost 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 booster. Issei. I must align each of the energies in my body to establish a union, moving in a rotating manner. Esdeath. It's dangerous, I must finish it. At that moment thousands of spikes were heading towards him. It was clear that he could no longer defend himself. Receiving that attack would be devastating for Issei. Issei. Yes, it's like I thought, rotating circularly when they rise and then when they all collide, the explosion comes. At that moment, as if time stopped, Issei's defensive position was moved to attack. His fist simultaneously released the three united energies, which caused the shock wave to be such that it shattered the ice in front of him, as if it were paper. Esdeath. This is. In Esdeath's eyes there was only one thing she could see. Imminent death. At that moment the explosion continued to devastate the area. The entire base had a straight line of burned ground that could be seen up to the mountains in the distance. Issei. That was strong, even though I almost died. Takes out and drinks another potion. Dreg. That attack was purely devastating, it left no trace. Issei. My hand feels paralyzed even after drinking the potion. I would deactivate his armor and at that moment I would receive a call from Vali. Issei. It's not a good time, Vali. Vali. I have to tell you something, they did send a Shinigami. Eru. Sir, the Soul Reapers were killed, but the shadows below were all destroyed. Issei. I'm sorry, don't come out if I don't order you. Beru. Beru. Understood. Vali. What is happening, Issei? Issei. You took me in the middle of the battle. Vali. Do you fight with the Shinigami? Issei. Not with someone related to Tatsumi, you know. Esdeath. Vali. Damn, so they hired her if I know her. Issei. Well, don't worry about her, it seems like she won't be able to fight anymore. Vali. Okay, about the Shinigami, he is at the base. Rummaging through some papers that you gave me I found all the information about the Soul Reapers that Hades brought to the country. He is among them. We are heading there. The Shinigami's name is. Issei. I understand, I hear loud and clear. Vali, be careful not to get into the fight when they arrive, although I will try to finish it quickly before that happens. Vali. But which fight did you not finish with Esdeath? Issei. No, she won't fight anymore, her state is weak. Vali. You didn't kill her. Issei. I didn't want to, but in the end when she thought she had no choice I launched a deadly attack. Vali. And how she is alive. Issei. I'm seeing the Shinigami who saved her in the air. Vali. Shocked. Issei. I'll talk to you later. Esdeath. I finally find a good man and you interfere. If I didn't have my Bankai active from the beginning I wouldn't have arrived on time. You're lucky, you were going to die. Esdeath. It was my decision, right? Whatever you want, you have the strength to leave and survive at this point, right? Let go. Esdeath. Ha, the action is not supposed to be committed after the opponent's response. The end. I hope we see each other again in the future. Hyodo Issei. Esdeath would fall into the trees a little far from Issei. That Shinigami descended in front of Issei, being a few meters away from him. So you interfere with Hades's plans. Issei. You are on his side. I'm actually human, with the power of a Reaper. I simply accepted the request of that shitty skeleton, because my friends forced me. They said that if they denied me they would take away my being a Reaper, blah blah. Issei. It seems like you have good friends. Yes, but it's annoying, that's why I prefer to be a substitute Reaper. Issei. If you're not with Hades, why are you getting in my way? I have to do my job, just let me check something. Issei. Yes, Hades does something horrible, right? Issei. Exactly. Thank you, I will cut that unhappy skeleton for deceiving me. Issei. Could you let me pass, you know? I'm sorry but, speaking in legal terms, if Hades does something like that you must not be a saint to destroy a base and kill soul reapers. Issei. Then at the end of everything you will get in my way. Ichigo Kurosaki. Ichigo. May I ask what are you doing here as rank hunter? Iodo Issei. Issei. Words are unnecessary. Ichigo. I say the same. Chapter 59. Shinigami vs Monarch. Bang. Shock. Creak. Port. A fierce battle was made known on the ground, so much was the battle that shock waves occurred every time a blow from Issei's daggers met a blow from Ichigo's sword. The speed of both of them was incredible in such a way that there were no openings. Issei gave everything, but for the first time he met an enemy who equaled him in speed. Shock. Shock. Sparks. Issei. This guy is matching me in speed so much so that he is already starting to cut me, and I just finished a battle with Esdeath. Although the potions recover health, it is obvious that the fatigue is increasing. No one has taken me to this extreme for a long time, I would say. Since the tournament I haven't seen something this difficult. Ichigo. How distracted you are, Jitsuga Tensho. At that moment Issei's eyes opened wide, his chest was cut, a curved line of blood was drawn on it, and immediately the blood jumped. Issei. Yuck spits blood. Ichigo. You are strong, but your resistance is at the limit, it's over. Issei. Volley is approaching. If I take out my army, which will be so noticeable, it could destroy the entire undercover operation even more. He was able to destroy my shadows. Regenerating them will cost a lot of MP, even if I overwhelm him. If he has area techniques, it could harm me. In the end, I only have to fight myself. Ichigo. Are you going to give up? Issei. I don't think so. Ichigo. Well, it doesn't matter, I'll put you to sleep quickly. His words would be interrupted by Issei's action. Issei. Domain of the Monarch. Issei. This ability not only works with my army, but also with me. Dominant touch has been activated. The pressure would begin to crush Ichigo, almost bringing him to his knees. Ichigo. But what is this? Issei. Now it's my turn. Yin Chakra Descent of the Heavenly Demon. At that moment Ichigo's eyes opened wide when the pressure disappeared and Issei was in front of him. Ichigo could see a huge monstrous figure. And seconds later, when he was paralyzed, Issei's blow touched his face. Crack. At that moment a cloud of dust rose quickly, not allowing Ichigo to be seen. Issei. The chakra combined with the mastery of the monarch has powerful results, but I must say the fatigue continues to increase. Reg. The subject is still alive. Issei. I hit him with the gauntlet and I felt a crunch. If he is alive, I broke his skull or jaw at best both. Ichigo. That was close, you are someone incredibly strong. Hyodo Issei. Issei. Hey, it's serious, it must be a joke, I'm sure you're human. Ichigo. I can tell you the same thing, my Jitsuga Tensho should have split you in two and you survived, you're tough. Issei. I say the same thing, I should have broken your face, but who knew you had that mask? Ichigo. Now let's start. Ichigo immediately appeared in front of Issei, but then he also moved. As if time were in super slow motion, Issei's daggers collided with Ichigo's sword immediately. The reaction to that action was seen in the force of the impact that destroyed trees in the area. Ichigo. You're incredible, honestly the strongest I have faced so far. Issei. I say the same. Ichigo. You know something. Shock. Bang. Shock. Bang. Shock. Issei. What? Ichigo. Your energy has been declining in our combat and you no longer have the strength. Issei. Damn. Ichigo. You have resisted well, your physical strength is monstrous, but the game is over. Issei. Damn. MP. 0. Reg. The combination between the Yin Chakra and the Monarch's domain required a tremendous expenditure of energy. Companion. Ichigo. You fight well, but it's over. Hits him. A blow to the chest with the butt of the sword would be given to him which would send him flying a distance of 12 blocks, adding to this the trees that he crossed with his body. The pain he felt was tremendous, his body hurt like hell. Issei. It hurts. I haven't felt like this in a long time. Yes, it reminds me of when the goblins left me in so much pain as I couldn't. Reg. Partner, the chakra seems to have joined so perfectly with the mana that the amount of chakra pushed the mana out, that's why the blows were even more powerful with the monarch mastery skill. Issei. What do I have left to fight now? Reg. Only my power. Issei. I understand. Reg. Reg. Yes. Issei. I'm going to use the mode. Reg. In your current state, even if you drink another potion you will be in a horrible state. Issei. Get ready. Ichigo. I see you haven't run away. Issei. Are you going to allow me? Ichigo. Of course not. Issei. Then I will show you the end of this battle. Ichigo. Go ahead and we are far from the base. Issei. Good. Ichigo. What will you show me now? Issei. The fury of a dragon. At that moment the ground began to vibrate and the atmosphere became dark. Ichigo. What is this tremble? It's as if something is coming. Ichigo's sword trembled, for the first time in his life he felt afraid. Issei. Stares at him. This is the second time I've used it. I am the one who wakes up. I am eternity in the dark. But the movement of my hands blood will spread. But the thought of mine thousands fell. But the drop of my blood life will be formed. I am eternal. I am absolute. The gods knelt. The demons replied. The humans prayed. May all my power resonate. Dreams will kneel before me. Infinity will show me respect. I will become a being that is beyond. I will become the absolute. Balance breaker mode. Shadow dragon monarch. Ichigo. What is this? Issei. Now then, Ichigo. Jutsuga Tensho. At that moment Issei just moved his hands quickly. He vanished Ichigo's attack as if it were nothing. He walked forward slowly. Issei. That's all. I was very disappointed then. Ichigo. Don't believe it. He immediately appeared in front of him and his fist collided with his ribs. Crack. Break. Ichigo. Ahhhh. Ichigo fell to the ground. The pain he felt in his body was tremendous. He broke 3 ribs, but the blow did not stop there. It went beyond that. The energy transmitted by the blow went to the rest of his body, attacking the muscles of his body like needles. Issei. How do you say this? Yeah, now you're going to bite the dust. He would kick him into the sky and immediately be on top of him with his arms crossed to send him crashing to the ground, opening a large crater. Ichigo. It's too powerful. Issei moved at a speed that seemed instantaneous to Ichigo when he wanted to turn to attack or wanted to defend himself. He was already there to hit him. The exact description of Ichigo is as if he had no arms and legs, just a punching bag hit by that thing. Bang. Shock. Bang. Issei. It will end quickly, don't worry about it, the next blow will leave you on the ground. Ichigo. It's curious, I don't want to lose in such a humiliating way. Flashback. Ichigo. Don't get me wrong, don't think that you can use me however you want, Hades, I have a free pass from Zeus to crush you when necessary. Hades. Interesting Shinigami, non-human, you are sure to beat a god. Ichigo. Because of all my classmates you chose me. Hades. By power, it is simple, among all the Shinigami you excel. Ichigo. Bastards like you always lie by that. Hades. You think I'm not right, you're Ichigo Kurosaki, bearer of enormous Reiatsu, who also has 3 energies in your body that use the Reiatsu within you. Ichigo. TCH. Hades. Do you know why Soul Reapers at some point choose between being a Reaper or a Shinigami? Ichigo. No. Hades. Fear. Ichigo. Afraid. Hades. How do you know the swords of a Shinigami have 2 states, the Shikai, in your case the Jutsuga Tensho, which is the first form of your sword, or rather Zanpaku 2, then there is the Bankai. Ichigo. If I know all that, what are you trying to get at? Hades. There is a 3rd state of the sword. Ichigo. Do you really believe that stupidity? Hades. I believe it because you have learned and used it. Ichigo. Stares at him. Hades. That last stage, whoever uses it dies, every Shinigami knows it, and that is why the Soul Reapers hesitate when making a decision. After all, when it comes to getting stronger, if they reach that state, how will they become stronger if after reaching said state? Chasm die. Ichigo. How do you know that? Hades. I am the king of hell, boy, the Reapers were mine before anyone else, I know that you have done it, and you are the only one who can maintain it without dying, although the side effects come later. That said, you are unique in a certain way, and that gives you the opportunity to become stronger. Ichigo. It's only 5 minutes of shit that way. Hades. The stronger you get, the longer it will last. Ichigo. I almost died from it last time. Honestly, I can get strong without that form. Hades. One day someone will appear in front of you, someone so overwhelming that you will have to stop thinking and acting. Days come to all of us like this, the top of the strong is never safe, it is always hunter be hunted. End of flashback. Ichigo. I hate to say it, but that damn skeleton was right. Issei. It ends here. Ichigo. No, not yet. Saigo no Jutsuga Tensho. At that moment a dark explosion was seen in Issei's eyes. He stopped from advancing. He recognized the person in front of him as a threat even in the armored state. Issei. You wanted to capture me, but that's not all it's true. Ichigo. Just like you, I don't want to lose. Issei. So be it. The darkness of Ichigo met the darkness of Issei, they collided with each other strongly. The two looked at each other and walked forward slowly. When they were both face to face, Ichigo was the first to respond, lowering his sword with great force, and Issei received it with his hand. The second thing that happened after that is that the earth, or rather the ground, was completely devastated, leaving a crater, but in the middle of the crater, in the air, the two of them lay floating. Issei. You are the first one who manages to hurt me with this armor. Ichigo. And you are the first who manages to hold my sword in his hand even with this form. Immediately the blows that were given by both Issei's fist and Ichigo's sword were purely devastating, if not from another dimension. Each blow, cut, stab, both received the attacks from the front, both were confident in their power without needing to resort to defense. Such was the impact that even reality began to tremble, their power was being felt in the distance. Even though they moved away from the base, the shock waves arrived, but both continued hitting. Issei's armor from so many exchanges of blows was cracked, and Ichigo's body barely maintained that shape. They both kept hitting, but the two knew that the end was approaching. The forms they were in were temporary. If the time allowed in those forms passes, they would die. Bang. But the last blow given by Issei, both of them moved away to a great distance. Inside the armor he couldn't even imagine how his body would end up once this battle was over, the same was true for Ichigo. The battle had to be decided with the next blow. Issei. It's time to end this battle, don't you think? Ichigo. If we end this once and for all. Issei. Receive my fist Ichigo Kurosaki. Ichigo. Receive my Hyodo Issei sword. After saying those words it was as if witnessing the descent of the sky. Ichigo concentrated every last drop of power on the next blow, on the other hand, Issei did the same. But the pressure that the two exerted causing reality to deform, only one thing could be said, that the next attack of both of them was a murderous attack of unreal proportions. Ichigo. Mugetsu. Issei. Descent of the Absolute Monarch Shadow Dragon. Seconds after both launched the attack, a gigantic explosion continued its course, taking both fighters in it and swallowing the entire area. Chapter 60. The End of Peace. Tell me Issei, what are you going to do? You will face enemies stronger than you. You will fight the most horrible monsters that have ever existed. You will walk a dark path without being able to see anything. Where will that path take you? Issei. I don't know, but I can't stop now. Then get ready, this is not the end nor the beginning, this was simply the prologue, the real beginning will only just begin. The area put us in the place where the battle took place, the place was the worst thing ever seen, nature destroyed everywhere. At that point, a woman came out of the shadows and looked at Ichigo's body, all destroyed beyond belief. Ichigo. I didn't know you would come Rukia. Rukia. Hell, Ichigo, who left you in that state? Ichigo. Spits blood if it was you monster cough 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 spits blood. Rukia. That doesn't tell me much, Orihime is worried about you, I felt like something bad would happen when you went to Hades. You don't know how much I yelled and cried. In the end, I gave in and I'm glad I did. Ichigo. Why you treated my wounds? Rukia. You're lucky they found your body first, otherwise you'd be dying right now. Ichigo. Gee thank you. Rukia. But even so, your injuries are serious, you can barely speak, I'm not sure whether to move. Ichigo. There was a someone more besides my cough cough. Rukia. No, I didn't see anyone else honestly because of the horrifying devastation I guess an explosion took place. Ichigo. Nods. Rukia. Well, I'm afraid that if there was someone else, the explosion must have sent them very far away. Ichigo. Dangerous he is dangerous. Rukia. He is the monster that you called me a person. Ichigo. He fought against Esdeath ... cough cough and then against me ... even using the third form he turned out to be more superior than he thought. Rukia. Shakti that's it. Ichigo. Now you stutter. Rukia. But since I'm not going to do it to someone like that, you know how dangerous it is, we must find him and kill him. Ichigo. No. Rukia. What are you saying? Ichigo. He is not someone we can allow ourselves to bother lightly, nor will they believe that he is the one. Rukia. But, Ichigo. Rukia. If we go after him we will both die. Rukia. Ichigo. Ichigo. Before tell me what the situation is like. Rukia. It's complicated. Ichigo. Complicated good or bad? Rukia. Bad, apparently the base you protected had human experiments in the background there were many corpses, in fact I could see it from afar, since many officers are already in the area. Ichigo. Hades damn. Rukia. We're sorry, it was us, your friends, who recommended you accept. Ichigo. What happened to Hades? Rukia. Possibly flee the country when she finds out. Ichigo. Damn in the end he didn't get what he deserved, it's so unfair. Rukia. Who knows, Ichigo, we can't be sure of that, but the gods of Olympus will surely give free rein to anyone to kill him. Ichigo. I guess we should go. Rukia. Yes in the end Hades' actions will affect the Reapers and Shinigami equally. Ichigo. I hope we meet again Hyodo Issei. But that thought in mind, Rukia carried Ichigo, the moon illuminating the sky showing her silhouette one last time, before the two Shinigami disappeared in the blink of an eye. At the base, the officers were surrounding the place and were seeing the grotesque landscape in the background, the bodies there were more than expected. Ali. For now, how is the situation? Officer. We have received reports that Hades has escaped. Ali. I guess he had a lot of ears among the agents. Officer. It seems that way, however now we will put out a search and arrest warrant, even if he leaves the world, his head will be searched. Ali. He is a Greek god and also someone who is astute, I can assure you that finding him will not be easy at all. Officer. Can I also ask what you think happened? Ali. I have no idea, honestly this devastation must have been due to something they tried to do at the base, although I know it was Issei who must have had something to do with it. Officer. Now that I think about it, the downstairs didn't break as if nothing had happened. Ali. What do you mean? Officer. Well, from the signs of a fight I can say that the huge hole is due to someone shooting out of the base, destroying the multiple ceilings. If it has a connection with Hades, we believe it was a Shinigami. Ali. I understand, officer. But that unknown person was not completely on the lower floor, he came out almost from the middle, which means that the Reapers on the lower half are dead in a different way than those on the upper floor. Ali. So on the last floors that I spend there. Officer. That's the strange thing, there are traces of ice in the area. Ali. Ice maybe. Officer. Something is happening. Ali. No, nothing, officer. Anyway, the head of the Blazer wants to thank you for your help. Ali. Tell him it's nothing now, he continues. Officer. We need to fill out some reports and also his testimony, possibly the politicians will also want to see him, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Ali. Don't worry, help a country with a crisis that could have generated more victims. I understand these things as a representative of my union. Official. We will look forward to future cooperation. Ali. Thank you, now we just need to see where you went to give Issei. The sound of crickets filled the forest in such a way that the sound was comfortable and hypnotic, had a pleasant feeling. Crack. At that moment the sound of a broken branch echoed in the forest as a body was dragged away from Hyodo Issei's body by the least expected person, Esdeath. Esdeath. You are incredible, you fulfill many qualities that I look for in a man, I could not stop watching your battle until the end, I fell in love with you when I saw you fight, you know I am a woman who gives many privileges to the people she appreciates, imagine what it will do to her. I will give to the person I love, I will give my whole being to him, but I guess I need to make you trust me, that's why I left your little friends proof of what you did down there, you should thank me, it was not easy to kill the remaining Reapers, and maybe I earned the hatred of Hades, but with this I can show my loyalty, right? Issei. Seriously, you are a woman unusual. Esdeath. Were you awake? Issei. I have always been alone, I don't feel anything in my body. Esdeath. Ha, you have the confidence to say that knowing that your body is in that state. Issei. I have my mana. Esdeath. Honey, but what can you do if you can't move with just your mana? Issei. You would be scared if you saw it. Esdeath. I don't believe it, even when I felt like you were going to kill me, fear was not present, the truth is I never thought about fear, but rather admiration, it was so glorious. Issei. You are a truly crazy and unique woman. Esdeath. You make me blush for your words. Issei. Seriously, you saved me just for love. Esdeath. Would you understand what it means to be looking for love for a long time and suddenly find it? It comes in different forms. I can tell you that you meet my requirements. Issei. I understand that better than anyone else, love comes in different ways. Esdeath. Whoever sets limits on love, if you are willing to give everything then it is pure love because the requirement for it is happiness. Issei. I am not a man you can tame. Esdeath. I know, and that attracts me more to you, I am not going to separate. Issei. Believe me, the things I will do involve massacres and wars, all for a woman, they will call me crazy, hypocritical and even the worst trash. Esdeath. I have killed people before and even done what was necessary to survive, I lied, stole and learned to appreciate all forms of survival and strength. Issei. This world he planned to take over and be the one to rule it. Esdeath. Then I will be in the bloody fight with you. Issei. My heart will never be just one woman. Esdeath. Then I will accept the others. Issei. You will have to serve only me, and I will send you to no one else on the most suicidal missions. Esdeath. Then I will be willing to be part of your guild and your slaughter. Issei. This is what you can call a toxic relationship. Esdeath. I don't care at all, smiles. Issei. Ha, then you can escort me to Japan. Esdeath. Sure, but how are you going to come back without being seen? Issei. You said you wouldn't be scared, don't come up. At that moment, Esdeath's eyes trembled before the army, but she was not scared, she was excited with excitement at witnessing such a feat for her, that man would give her all kinds of emotions, and she was bursting with happiness like never before. 2 days later, news. 2 days have passed since what happened in China. Around the world, an arrest warrant against the god Hades is issued. Until now, there are no clues as to where he may be, but it is hoped that some indication or information will be obtained soon in this regard with so many people in his area. Olympus Search has announced its participation. Ika. Thanks to Vali, we have established a good relationship with China and, in turn, due to the Hades affair, China has established an enmity with the United States. Issei. It's nice to know. Ika. Is that girl you brought trustworthy? Issei. She doesn't hide anything, she even gave us free reign to watch her 24/7, which they take care of. Ika. She will be a great support. Issei. Especially for you with Lavinia, she and you, our field power will be overwhelming. The three of them are a good complement. Ika. Sure of it. Issei. Yes, after all the cold and darkness make a good combination. Ika. Vali, where is it? Issei. He has had a lot of things to solve, so I gave him some time to rest. Ika. Now brother, what will we do? Issei. This was just a prelude to the war, we already have allies, and the next attack will be massive destruction. Ika. Then we will begin. Issei. That's right, we will start a war. Could we try to limit the number of deaths in the future, but if at any point it is your life or that of a partner by a stranger, kill without mercy. Ika. Understood. Issei. We will begin the real hunt. Issei. House Brigade. All for one. You do something stupid and come back in such a pathetic way. Hades. Squeeze his hands. All for one. I said that keeping a low profile was ideal, an order that the higher-ups approved. Your disobedience has a price. Hades. Okay, for your sermon, what am I supposed to do now? What mission will I be given to redeem my mistakes? All for one. Mission. Hahaha. Hades. That's so funny. All for one. The fact that you think what you did can keep you alive is hilarious. At that moment Hades recited magic, but it was immediately cancelled. Hades. What is this? All for one. You see, Madara bothered me about his eyes, and in the end I thought, what if I do a new experiment? I use a god as material for Madara's new eyes. Hades. Wait, I promise to be useful. I promise to make up for this mistake. All for one. Ha, this is also hilarious. I didn't think I would see a god beg for his life. Hades. No please no. All for one. See you, god of the dead. Immediately some chains came out of the shadows, binding Hades and taking him to the darkness where only his screams could be heard. Madara. The field worked perfectly, can retain the powers of a god. All for one. Then we're fine. Madara. This is why I can forgive you for losing my eyes. All for one. Glad to hear it. Depan Kuo. Issei. Well, here we go, it's time. Roswas. Ready for surgery. Issei. Like never before. A hunter is born to hunt. Kaneko. The clouds are dark, a storm is coming again, it's like that day. I wonder what you're doing, sister. Monsters are not the only enemy of hunters. Zenobia. Irina, then you have thought well about this choice. Irina. You have thought well about yours. Zenobia. Yes. Irina. Then it's decided, I'll see you soon. Zenobia. Also, until then, take care of yourself. Hunters must be cautious so as not to be the prey of other hunters. Freed. So this hunter was with the dog we killed. Shigaraki. You should leave it, we can't make ourselves seen. Freed. You don't want to see him and make fun of him in his face. Shigaraki. It wouldn't be smart to fight someone whose power we don't know. Freed. You really are not interested in anything more than that country Columbia that is good about it. Shigaraki. It's not that it's good, it's what I plan to do. Smiles. Freed. Count on me. Smiles. The talk can change at any time. Wang Dong-su. Damn. Secretary. The boss said not to mess with the hunter Hyodo Issei. Wang Dong-su. Why? Secretary. These are his words, if you are weak, just stay still and hold on. Our defines everything. Roswas. The surgery is finished. If they were normal eyes, you should wait a while to remove the blindfold and see, but I guess that doesn't apply to those eyes. Issei. I will go out through the window, I will immediately go to the guild facilities to test this power, tell the others that everything is done. Effort reinforces it. Beast. How are the new monarchs? Frost. The monarch of insects or the plague prefers that we call him the monarch of the void. Of the two only she changed her name, the other accepted the name monarch of demons. Beast. Where are they? Frost. With the iron monarch they went to destroy a world to test their abilities. Beasts. I understand, let's go, we must talk to Antares. Now hunt begins. Roswas. The surgery is over, we have successfully transplanted the eyes. Asara. It's a relief, and where is it? Roswas. Normally he is given rest, but on this occasion there is no need. With those eyes I can say that Issei is better than ever. The see who owns this world. Issei. Now let's see what I can do with these eyes and this new power. Iron. You adapt well, Void Monarch Rainer. Rainer. Thank you, but are these insects really strong? Iron. The power of a monarch is not easy to match, you adapt quickly to power. Rainer. It's simple, the truth is I would prefer to go to Earth. Iron. By the way, you made a visit to Earth, so I remind you that our presence could put great pressure on the world, we should not act hastily. Rainer. It was only a second I went and it didn't take long, I wasn't even noticed by at least one person, and only because I wanted to, just like the void there was nothing there for him. Iron. Rainer. Oh sorry, it's someone I have my eye on. Iron. Where is the monarch of demons? Rainer. He wanted to destroy a world alone, so he went to another planet. Frost. Sir, we believe that he is acting. Antares. I understand. Beast. We will not act. Antares. So that. Beast. Sir, we shouldn't be careful with him or worry about why he is helping humans. Antares. Worry, ha, he will get big surprises. The corpses were piled up, the deaths were present, and with just the sound of a step when walking they disintegrated. You inferior beings dared to resist and tear my clothes, in the end you were consumed by me, the monarch of demons, there was no trace of ephemeral existence. Iron. Here you were, this is incredible. Rainer. You really are amazing, but I guess it's normal, you were born with more talent than me. I will destroy this world, does it matter? Iron. Not at all ahead. Good. Rainer. It's a shame that the process has taken away your memories, but I guess that's why you have your friend Rainer, monarch of the demons, Ria's Gremory. Ollie. But what is this? Albion. This is not possible, or is it? Fury Quest activated. You have successfully activated the Fury Quest. Antares' blessing will always be with you. Welcome, player 2. Antares. Worry because I also have tricks up my sleeve. After all, he and I will see each other's faces, hahaha. It's going to be a big surprise for both of us, hahaha. Arc 5. The beginning of the Monarch. Chapter 61. Daemon. Arc 6 starts. I'm going to tell you a story from a long time ago before planet Earth. It caught fire. The boy who lost his love immersed in pain. He saw the injustices in the world and wanted to change everything. He wanted to dominate the world. This would trigger a series of events. Events that made history, where all kinds of races, factions and beings fought. Gods. We gods start in this world before humans or any living being that a god turns against his own. That god must be exterminated. Your resistance is useless. Just like this battle in the end, fighting shows nothing more than your idiocy. Although I suppose that a mestizo should not be on the side of the pure, but at least I thought that having a little of our blood made you different from human swill. Demons. Demons are the product of all evil, pure destruction. We were created to be evil, and that is why we are what we are. The demons of today who go against their nature do not deserve to be saved from the fire, they deserve to be slaughtered by true demons. That's why I will kill you, mestiza, in this world where the representation of words has lost its meaning. Your life is worthless. Kings. Everyone begs to be saved, prays for salvation when God doesn't listen to them, when God doesn't come to them. You know who, if they listen to the kings, they are the ones who direct everything, because someone out there always asks for salvation, asks to be saved, and not it doesn't matter how, he accepts it after all. There are many kings, but how many give their hand? Even if the cure is worse than the disease, in the end, if one thing is true, it is that kings help people more than the gods themselves. Emperors. Dragons are the symbol of power. We have always existed before even this land full of landscapes will be formed where everything was lava and fire, but all humans fear us. Even a human can be a dragon, any living being can be one, because if the dragon is a symbol of power, so why do they fear us? If everyone always seeks power, that's not the case. The fear should not be in you, and the fury must be released because you clarify the doubts or you will lose to another dragon. You become the dragon that kills. Dragons are another's prey. You decide to live or die. Angels. All my life I believed in God because I thought that as long as my faith existed, I would have something comforting by my side at the end of the day, telling me to make the right decision. Then I found out that he is dead, and his position was taken and replaced, as if anyone could be God. I told myself that if I had known before, maybe I would have made another choice, but now the man I am loving, being an angel, plans to take over the world, and although it seems bad, I understood that evil is subjective and depends from perspective. If I'm going to be a sinner, then it doesn't matter to me. He is above everything. I will help him. I will not let him die for nothing. He will live to rule. Fallen angels. We fallen angels always make fun of the hypocrisy of people in the church. The church always wants you to put yourself in the shoes of the other and repeat in its sanctuary its great biblical phrases given by its angels, saying on your knees, on your feet, on your knees, on your feet, saying the difference between good and evil. But the good people that the world says have weapons. The bad ones too. I ask you, when you are in front of a gun, is there a difference between good and evil? Heroes. Look at you here in front of me trying to stop me from my domination of the world, fighting someone you know you can't win, tearing your own body to pieces to defeat me. In the end, I admire you. I admire your determination, your heroism. Definitely. If there were more people like you in the world, this would be a better world, but unfortunately it is not. The world sometimes does not need heroes, it needs monsters. I am not the bad guy here. I only fulfill my objective. When I see you, I can tell you one thing: you have what it takes to be a hero. But you don't have what it takes to do what must be done, and that is why your effort to defeat me is useless. Villains. People always wonder what kind of person wins in the world. Of course the answer is different, but as history has shown us, the kind of person who wins is the intelligent one. But what kind of person predominates in the world? Perhaps it is the one of the complex plans. They do not always have a flaw, they are simple plans, nor should they be covered up in a feint so as not to fall apart. The person who predominates is the one who makes plans about plans. They always have a way out after all. If plan A fails, leave. To B, if that one also fails, change to another plan. You always have 10 plans for a situation. Deceive your allies and enemies alike. In the end, only you, the creator of the plan, matter, because I sincerely make all the plans, for myself and exclusively for myself. Hunters. If you knew you were going to die, you would change something in your life. That question left me thinking for a while that I could die at any moment, whether I was a hunter or not, including there were times when I thought that I, a member of the Lucifer blood, was very weak, but I understood that I was not weak, my enemies were strong, and I had to be more powerful. Power is not everything, and I don't know where it will take me in the end, but I can only move forward after all. I started my own game a long time ago. Ninjas, I cannot understand what you feel or understand your actions, but in order to protect what I love I am determined to fight, that is why I have come here with my best friend to stand up to you two who are at the center of this. Monarchs, at this point one must understand that the most difficult path is possibly that of oneself. That is why my daggers cannot hesitate any longer, even if I lose a hand, even if I lose an arm, I cannot stop, I will win this, even if I am covered in blood, I will gain. Every time I look at that insignificant human, every time I see him, a beat leaves my heart, but because I feel this way, a monarch should not have feelings, affection is a weakness, and yet my friend Rainer has told me that he is my worst enemy, maybe his presence causes this, and only his death can fix it, I will have to erase him from existence itself. Many sides, many enemies, but victory will always be individualistic. In this fight only one will win and only one will take the whole world. The story before all this conflict and fighting starts. The smell of smoke produced by the fire could be felt in the air, as a fire covering thousands of hectares was seen very clearly. At that the view changes to three people, those people were Izuku, Bakugo and Todoroki. The situation even suggested the country where they were was the country of Colombia. Todoroki. But what happened here? Izuku. The military base sent a message asking for reinforcements. That said, the military base was made up of hunters between rank B and C, in addition to having many weapons. Uraraka was here, leading those hunters clenches his fists. Todoroki. Izuku, calm down. Bakugo. Idiot's a question if there is a lot of fire, why does the air feel cold? At that moment a pillar of ice was located above them. Izuku. Be careful. Todoroki. Flames from hell. The ice pillar would explode into pieces, letting snow dust fall on them. Aika. You reacted quickly, my brother was right, you are people with great potential, you should not be underestimated. Izuku. You are. Bakugo. What is the Red Emperor's sister doing here? Aika. I came to conquer this country. Izuku. Hey, what are you talking about? Aika. It's simple, surrender and I won't kill you. Izuku. Wait, could you even explain the situation? All this is fast and. Bakugo. Idiot. Izuku. Kachin. Bakugo. It's simple to understand, she caused this and she is our enemy, the reasons don't matter. I doubt she wants to give us explanations. Todoroki. Yes, I agree with Bakugo. Bakugo. Just go, you must be worried about her, no, leave this to us. Todoroki. After causing this damage alone she must have little energy. Izuku. I appreciate it, I'll be back quickly. Izuku would quickly take another path to go towards the base, passing through the places where the fire had not burned yet. Aika. Underestimating your situation is not smart. Bakugo. I say the same, you don't think about the numerical disadvantage. Aika. Numerical disadvantage? Ha, you are stupid, my power is ice, how would I set fire to all these areas? My job was to ensure that the military base would remain intact for personal review and destruction. Todoroki. What did you say? Aika. Personal destruction so that nothing will be left, we are cautious above all, reducing everything to ashes would not guarantee anything. Todoroki. Bakugo, stay on guard. Bakugo. I'm ready, as soon as that witch spoke, I was ready. Todoroki. Let's not forget about the Hyodo tournament, Issei has another sister. In the middle of the flames a path would open, a woman covered in fire would walk slowly, her clothes would form with the flames. Basara. You two, how long have you not seen each other? Bakugo. This became complicated, the idiot half cold and half hot is at a disadvantage with those two, on the other hand, when I generate explosions, I would also have a chance if it were just one, but not both of them, this became complicated. Aika. You weren't going to destroy the base. Basara. Don't worry about that part, in the end there was nothing of interest there, our boss confirms it now. Aika. Did the hunters resist? Basara. That's obvious, so don't ask what happened in there either. Aika. Guys, make it easy to give up. Todoroki. Bakugo. Smile, not even in my dreams. Aika. Then let's go, sister. Quickly the four would start a battle while on the other hand, Izuku would be trying to enter the base. Izuku. This is the maximum range that the fire has not reached, the entire base is covered by it. I will have no choice but to jump one for all 30%. He would quickly jump across the fire, and the fire almost touched him. Izuku. I would honestly like to know what is happening here. Hyodo, Issei's sister. Why does she do this? Analyzing the situation, she will be a fake or a copy, not to be honest, her powers match what my friend said after the tournament, however, Aika is the user of an icy power, but this fire then. At that moment behind Izuku the fire began to increase too much, and right in the place where her friends were, a huge explosion is seen in the distance. Izuku. That confirms that she is also here, but it's strange, nothing inside the base seems completely burned, no, the damage was reduced to a minimum, I don't see any corpses. Issei. That's because I got rid of them. Among the ashes, the fire and the shadows a voice resounded, then an unforgettable person for Izuku made his appearance. Izuku. I guess if the sisters are here you should be too. Issei. It's time for me to start. Izuku. What do you mean? At that moment Izuku's watch began to ring very loudly without stopping. Issei. In this country the hunters use a type of watch-shaped device to communicate, but not only that it communicates some emergencies instantly, these emergencies are attacks on their most fundamental basis. Izuku. You're the cause of this. Issei. Yes. Izuku. Why don't we have any grudges? Issei. Isn't it out of resentment, my sisters didn't tell you? Izuku. Ha, you must be crazy, then conquering this country was not a bad joke. Issei. Does it seem to you that I'm playing because it's not like that? Right now my companions are attacking the bases of the other hunters, not only that, guilds, etc. Izuku. Do you think this will end well for you? Issei. When this ends, your country will end up giving in, I will end up leaving for the next objective, it is a world conquest, I will not stop until this world is a better place. Izuku. You are going to achieve that through war. Issei. Ha, it's not funny that you say that, the saying is clear, if you want peace, prepare for war. Izuku. I still don't understand something. If your plan is to conquer the world, why this country first? Issei. Because I respect Colombians, possibly only few see their true potential, not only you, Africa, Venezuela, Brazil, etc. All countries that are considered underdeveloped are actually better than the developed countries themselves, at least in most of them they are. Izuku. What are you talking about? Issei. When the doors that connect to the world of monsters were first opened, what do you think were the countries that produced the most hunters at that time? Izuku shocked. Don't tell me what. Issei. Exactly, those that the richest countries considered underdeveloped were actually the ones that had a larger index of hunters and survivors. They overlooked the survival required by those countries where conflict was a universal language. For some even just the climate of the place was extremely harsh. It was definitely difficult to live, not only with diseases, poverty, civil wars, etc. They were being nourished with strength and cunning to survive. They used any means to survive. Izuku. You're not serious. Issei. Yes, I respect them for becoming and having a stronger potential than the developed countries themselves, but that is why I must finish them first, cut the root to prevent their growth, because in this world of monsters and supernatural beings, bullets, tanks and a nuclear missile can be useless against people with powers reaching the S rank, and countries like you have such potential, right, Izuku? Izuku. Tell me just one more thing. Did you start to see the world with dark eyes when Ria's Gremory died? Issei. Tremble, be careful with your words. Izuku. I'm going to stop you here and now. Issei. Come ahead, come. Izuku. One for all, 30% Detroit smash. Quickly a punch would be thrown in Issei's direction at high speed. Issei. Seriously, child's play. Stretches arm, shock, burst. Izuku. It can't be. Faced with Issei's blow, he simply would not have flinched or had any scratches. Issei. Unfortunately for your knowledge, since the tournament I have gained more strength along with new abilities. Your attacks are not or will not be effective. Also, I already know your weakness. Without buffers you cannot go at 100%. You do not represent a threat to me. Please give up. I am not looking to kill the innocent, but I can't put my life above that of others either. Izuku. Never. As a hero my duty is not to stop even if the wall is very big. Issei. People like you are good for the world, but if the world was full of good people I wouldn't be doing this. Izuku. There is no other choice. I must hit him with everything. I will only have one. Issei. Izuku, kill me. Izuku. But what are you saying? Issei. You have never killed humans, right? Kill me here, and now you say you are going to stop me, so kill me. Can you do it? Izuku. I don't have to kill you for it. Issei. Takes out his dagger. I will test your morals. At that moment a body would come out of the shadows held by some kind of hands that Issei controlled. His eyes shone at that moment, but also at that moment Izuku burned with rage. The reason for this was simple. The body that was shown in front of Izuku was that of Uraraka. Izuku. What does this mean? Hyodo Issei. Issei. SHHH, she's asleep. He puts her dagger on Uraraka's neck. Your feelings for her are obvious. I value that. Izuku. Gulp. What do I do? He has Uraraka hostage. If I attack he's going to. Issei. Don't worry, it's not what you think. Like I said, this is a test for you. If you attack me to kill, she lives. If she doesn't die. Izuku. What? Issei. I didn't tell you that I would test your morals. You don't plan to kill me, but if you want to stop me, if you think you can do that in this world, you are wrong. Maybe the first few times you can, but sometimes if you don't kill you will be killed. Izuku. Why do you take something like that so far? Issei. Because I believe that you are a person capable of much more. That is why I have to show you the reality of the world in which you live. Izuku. Stop it. Issei. You must be thinking, but there is no time, really, at the speed you can attack if not to kill. My dagger will pierce the girl's neck and she will bleed to death like an animal. Izuku. I shouldn't think this. Think. Issei. I will count to 3. After that she will die. 1. Izuku. No. She wants me to kill him. I kill him. I don't. Issei. 2. Izuku. I have no choice but to try this one for all 100%. At that moment Issei's eyes could see an aura of power increasing at high speed, it was getting stronger, but they also saw that it was expanding throughout his body, only one attack would be extremely strong. Issei. The information I obtained is true, Izuku's powers were transferred from All Might or rather Toshinori Yagi, and also that those powers are not from a hunter, they were developed by something else. Uraraka. Ha. What's happening? Shocked. Issei. Don't move. Uraraka. You. Issei. It's coming. Izuku. It's all or nothing. Issei. Come Izuku Midoriya. Flashback. All Might. Izuku, I am going to tell you the secret of this power, and you must remember this, the one for all becomes stronger with the possessor. It was a creation that was developed in the era where the dungeons were uncontrolled, but specifically speaking it is a power, a gift made in paradise by the angels. Izuku. In paradise. All Might. Yes. The dungeons required many weapons, not all of them were metal, some were human. This was created together with a human scientist. After trial and error, they determined their capabilities. There were a total of 8 hunters who had that power but died. Izuku. Surprised what happened to them. All Might. It turned out that the one for all fed on their powers and devoured them. As their power was connected to their life, they had the irreversible destiny of dying. This power that was created in paradise used as raw material, something that came from those portals where the monsters come from, but the information was lost. The questions like what was the raw material or how do I use it is an unsolved mystery. Izuku. Because you didn't die or I did. All Might. Because we are ordinary people, this power did not reject or devour us, because we were an empty vessel, the perfect recipient. Over time, this power passed itself off as the power of an awakened one, a hunter. I had a Juka who helped me in that. Izuku. Why are you telling me this? All Might. Because this power was actually part of another power, All for One. Izuku. Surprised. All for One. All Might. Do you remember the scientist who helped Los Angeles was him? One for all means one for all. But all for one is precisely what he represents. He is the worst thing you will see, an unfortunate among the unfortunate. In the past he was my enemy. He is someone who in the future you will see. He was the reason that I was useless as a hunter and hero. At the same time, I destroyed his face. We can say that we both got irreparable wounds. Izuku. He thinks I'll have to face him. All Might. If not, what more could it be? That's why I'll teach you a technique of this power that can kill without a doubt. Izuku. All Might. I know you're reluctant to kill, but it's not what you think. I'm only teaching it to you as a survival measure. Izuku. Okay. All Might. The advantage of this gift granted is the incredible brute force, as well as the versatility of how we use it with the following ability. You will not only concentrate brute force, but the energy of your entire body. The energy runs through your entire body. In turn you move at high speed, also collecting and adding kinetic energy to this attack. In the end you redirect all the energy in a single point that is your fist, but that energy at the same time that it is gathered, not one more second, and not one less. Once gathered, you must release it to make contact with the target to hit. Izuku. If I did something like that, I wouldn't die. Or my body would end up exploding. All Might. On the contrary, you can use this technique at 100%, you do not suffer damage after that. Izuku. It seems too good to be true. All Might. Yes, but this is the con. When using all your energy your body will not respond, you will not be able to attack or move. This attack is definitive and single use. Izuku. Still only in life or death situations, right? All Might. That's right. I hope you should never use something like that. By the way, although it is advisable to aim for the head, I can tell you that it doesn't matter. I haven't seen anyone survive that blow. No matter where you look at it to survive, it would have to be a strong monster anyway. Remember the name of this technique, it is. End of flashback. Izuku. Dimension breaker. Issei could see it, the attack would be tremendously brutal. He believed that the boy had finally dared to try to kill him, but that thought was wrong. What Izuku believed when he saw Issei's strength was that without a doubt he would not kill him if he hit one non-vital area, was how he hit him in the place where his muscles were most concentrated, the chest. Immediately after the crash, several walls of the base, even the cement itself was erased, only dirt remained, and Izuku carried Uraraka. Deku-kun, what was that? I couldn't see anything, it was like Issei changed places with Deku. Izuku. A definitive attack that he taught me. All Might. Ha. Uraraka. Can you help me? My body is paralyzed in this position. I managed to get you away from him before he hit, but I can't move. This was the cost. Uraraka. Yes. She would get off, but before approaching Izuku, a dagger would cut her and Izuku, and they would also hit Izuku in the chest, breaking some of his bones. The paralyze effect was activated. Uraraka. Scared I can't move. Izuku. Ha. It's a joke, no. I thought I'd hit him with everything. But it wasn't enough to incapacitate him. Issei. That hurt. The energy stabbed into my chest as if they were blades. I would have been unconscious and out of the fight if you had aimed for the head. Izuku. You're going to kill us now, right? Issei. No, at this time my companions completed the mission and diplomatically speaking, Vali surely already persuaded the political influences to be on our side and had to eliminate those who opposed. Now the country has its bases incapacitated. Not only that, with the networks of damaged communication, our union will offer help, of course. Worldwide we will have a better image and the country fell into our hands easily. Izuku. You think you've won, the others won't stay still. Uraraka. If it's true, this won't happen peacefully, we won't give up. Issei. They think that the other hunters, or, as they are called in this country, the heroes, will oppose it. Of course they would if it weren't for the fact that two factors help us. First, the government that is now under our control, and second, the person who has the best image of the world. Country our companion at the same time as it is its teacher. Izuku. Shock. No. Lie. It's a lie. Izuku stood up while he squeezed his arm with difficulty. He lowered his head, not wanting to accept the truth. Issei. How do you think we entered the bases? We had information about them. How do you think I knew you would come to test you and your morals, all for his help, the help of your teacher All Might? Uraraka. He wouldn't. He would never do that. He would never do that. He is the living image of what a hero should be. Issei. That's the truth, whether you want to believe it or not. After all, your friend Izuku knows that only he could have done it. Izuku. Because. He must have a reason. There must be. He wanted to deny it, but he also knew that among the people who could do what Issei said, he was on the list. Issei. It feels terrible that your hero betrays you, doesn't it? But look on the bright side, he did it for your own good. But anyway, I won't kill them, they are not my enemies, and it seems that they do not represent any threat to me. Goodbye. Boy turns around. Izuku. Hyodo. Issei. Issei. Stop. Yes. Izuku. What does it mean to be a hero? Issei. The answer varies from each person, some say to do good and all that, not to kill, etc. But I think that all that is garbage in human history. The people who were called heroes, more than one has their hands stained with blood and carry many deaths in their hands. Honestly, from my point of view, a hero is something that humans created to praise and admire. Just that. Izuku. I see. Issei. If you want to change something or make a difference, first get the strength, get the power. After saying those words he would leave. In turn you could see that Bakugo and Todoroki arrived at the place. Bakugo. TCH, it seems like they ended up here. Hey idiot, what happened? Todoroki. Issei's sisters left, they held us back quite a bit. Izuku. Let's go back. Uraraka. Yes. Deku must treat his wounds. Todoroki. We report this. Izuku. I'll do it. 2 hours later, All Might and Izuku were sitting. Apparently silence was present until Izuku spoke bluntly. Izuku. Tell me why. There is a reason to hand over the country. All Might. Yes. Izuku. Do you think Issei will be a good ruler? All Might. I'm sure of it. Izuku. Because handing over the country without a fight. It's as if our wishes were worthless. All Might. Izuku. That's it. Flashback. All Might. Hear from Ijuka and Surziches what you plan to do in the world. Issei. That makes it easier. I don't have to explain where the nails go. The reason for calling you here is to ask for your collaboration. I want this to be resolved amicably. All Might. Because you think I will help you. Issei. Because you value your people more than anyone else, you don't want your friends to get hurt, and because if you are not on my side, I will have to take more warlike action if they arise. All Might. Shocked. Issei. So are you on my side or against me? End of flashback. All Might. Sometimes you have to choose a side when that happens and there are no options. It should always be the one where you know that you will win no matter what. Izuku. I see. All Might. How was the technique I taught you? Izuku. I thought I had mastered it, but I was careless. I aimed it at the chest a second later, and the energy burned my fingers. Even though the contact was only a second later, the rest of the effects are as he said. All Might. I guess you need more control. Izuku. I'll go train. All Might. Don't you want to rest first? Izuku. I shouldn't be stronger to be able to do something. But those words said, Izuku would walk out the door. All Might. Geez. I hope I made the right decision, but Hyodo Issei, for his dead lover, plans to take over the world. When I saw his look, I knew he wasn't kidding. If we mess with him, we might not get out alive. I don't think Issei is a bad person, but yes, I believe that with your objective, those who could have been friends can now be enemies. Outside, Izuku. I will become stronger. Much stronger to stand in front of you no matter what I have to do. All Might. I just hope that nothing bad happens in the future. After all, I asked Issei for this. With Issei. Everything went well. Isara. Brother, I have a question because we didn't do the same with China. Issei. With some countries it is more beneficial to have them as allies, rather than conquering them immediately, although only temporarily in China. We simply went to reveal Hades's plans and put the country itself against the United States. Attacking China now is not ideal. That's why the entire guild we will continue under the premise of good allies with China for future cooperation, who knows. And let's reveal more things about the Cows Brigade Guild to make them the public enemy to the point that their own country must take a side. Ollie. It would be great to avoid a direct confrontation with the United States, but we both know that even if that happens, the United States will do everything possible to protect it. After all, it is its most powerful union. Its loss would be irreversible, so let's hope that the country uses nails and teeth to defend them. Issei. Well, it's a war. If the country doesn't reason, then I'll take that damn guild along with the country. Aika. To all this because All Might asked you to destroy Izuku Midoriya's will. Issei. He is a good person, one of the best I have ever seen. I fear that if he didn't, he would have died in this fight. The reason for this was that both All Might and I would know that he could get into trouble to such a degree that he would end up losing his life. Life and being a person who inspires others, his colleagues would have followed him. If that happened, not only his life, but that of his colleagues would also be lost. Ollie. I see that by breaking his heroic will he would not try to get into this conflict. Issei. Exactly, he wouldn't get into a war. Ollie. I think it was the best. Issei. Yes. I hope I have achieved something of that. Ollie. Well. It seems it's too late to turn back. Issei. Let's face any adversity together. Ollie. Hahaha, I can't agree more, the fun has just begun. And so begins my path to world domination. I wonder what friends and enemies I will meet along the way. Rainer. Hey, the monarchs have given me permission to play a fun game, so laughs, let's have some fun. Riaz. I trust you as my best friend, but it better be fun. The beings I just killed on this planet are not enough for entertainment, and they tore my clothes again. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.